with the Bitcoin Jesus, Kyle.
I'm here with Tim.
Sharing the good news of the crypto. Because, we want you to be empowered with the knowledge.
That's right.
And that's why we're here. Giving you some insight into what's going on with cryptocurrency, how it can work for you, and where you can begin your research to learn for yourself how to make this work. We're not financial advisors, okay? So don't go saying we heard Kyle say to do this and so we did it. No, sir. No, sir.
Or ma'am.
We want you to take this information as a stepping stone so that you can unlock your journey and learn and grow. Fly, be free.
I am the last person you want to take any financial advice from.
Right?
We're just here to help educate.
That's right. And that's the key thing. Don't take anything that we say and just go mimic it. Learn for yourself. Be an independent free thinker. We're trying to expose you to new ideas that you can take as a direction, as a challenge, as a possible discovery, an avenue for growth, so that you too can figure out some exciting, important stuff that's happening in the world. And we just want to give you some insights. Speaking of insights, today we're going to talk about some of the dramatic changes that are happening as a result of this cryptocurrency stuff that a lot of people don't see happening or didn't see coming.
Right.
So, have you heard of Tom McDonald?
I have, yes.
And who is Tom McDonald?
Well, he was the one that's the woke song, right?
Yeah, Fake Woke.
Fake woke, that's it.
So he wrote a rap song that skyrocketed to the top of the charts. Apple iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Music, and then, of course, they canceled him.
Shut him down.
Why did they cancel him? Because his rap song, Fake Woke, was more dangerous than NWA's F the Police or any number of, 8 Mile songs by Eminem full of F-bombs and,
Was it, though?
Oh, yeah. This song was so dangerous. So very dangerous. Because iTunes didn't cancel any of these other songs by Eminem or Dr. Dre or No White Allowed. None of those songs got canceled. No, sir. Just Tom McDonald. But then, shortly thereafter, they came to their senses and reinstated Tom McDonald's Fake Woke. And what was Fake Woke about? Well, Fake Woke was challenging the cancel culture. Oops. I guess he went a little too far there. Challenging cancel culture, calling for independent free speech. There were no F-bombs in the song, no foul language, no political speech in it at all, other than to say, quote, facts don't care about your feelings. Saying that, hey, people should be free to speak their minds, and it shouldn't be up to Twitter and Facebook to shut you down because they don't like the way you think.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's crazy.
Isn't that dangerous?
Yeah.
So dangerous.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm thinking about, going off the grid after seeing that. I don't know.
Right?
What do you think?
It's so scary dangerous that there are people out there saying that speech should be free and unfettered. Oh, my goodness. What will they think of next? Maybe gun ownership or something. It's crazy. I mean, the stuff that we as veterans, fought to defend actually being articulated by an artist.
Right. So how does he all tie into crypto?
Yeah.
That's what we're wondering.
So how does he tie in?
That's what you guys are probably wondering.
Yeah, you're
right?
asking yourself.
So you're
what
probably
does this have
like,
to
what
do
are they
with crypto?
talking about?
Well, the interesting thing is the only way Tom McDonald could have gotten that song onto the charts was because he didn't go through a record company. He independently produced that song. He independently produced the video. He independently produced everything.
His girlfriend shoots the music videos. He does the merchandise. He does everything on his own. He doesn't have an agent. He doesn't have anybody telling him what to do.
Exactly.
When to go to concerts, blah, blah, blah.
Check this out. So I want you to see This right here, I don't know if you're going to be able to pick this up.
I mean, I'm fully independent. I've done my entire music career has been entirely removed from the music industry. I don't have a manager. I don't have a publicist. I don't have an agent. I don't have a record label. I have nothing. I've never relied on the industry or any industry resources. Completely removed myself from the music industry. I've just always been interested in doing things my way, and having the freedom to do so, absolute freedom. And the only way to do that is I own every single master, I write every single song, I produce every single beat. My girlfriend shoots the music videos, we release them independently, distribute my music independently, we make the merch, we make the CDs, we sign the CDs, we make the artwork, everything.
Wow.
I mean,
what a guy. So the question is, how does he get to do that all by himself? The music industry is out the door, and yet he gets a #1 song on iTunes and all that stuff.
Every music platform was even Spotify. I think he was on Spotify, everything like that. Yep.
Yeah, so how does that work, right? Well, it's a very interesting thing that we find out from Tom MacDonald, in that he is liberated by some of the same old usual suspects.
As independent as I am, as removed from the industry I am, I'm still shackled.
Yeah.
By things like iTunes, by things like these digital aggregators. Like, I have to, it's set up in such a way that I have to some degree, get involved in digital distribution and stuff so I can get my music out there. That's why the decentralization and blockchains and cryptocurrency and NFTs, that's why this is so important to independent artists moving forward into the future.
Aha.
So what does Tim explain to everybody why he said that? Because I think it's important that, we break it down so everybody understands.
Yeah.
So
what he's talking about is these new platforms coming out, like DLive, that is a competitor with YouTube, and Library, which will be a competitor both with YouTube and music services like Apple iTunes, that uses blockchain to fully democratize and decentralize music distribution. So people like Tom MacDonald don't have to rely upon politically correct music executives and their corporations to distribute his artwork. And that's the beauty of it, is right now, and ever since the music industry has existed, we have gatekeepers. Gatekeepers that tell artists, no, you can't do that, you have to do this.
No.
Yeah, you artists with your dangerous, scary ideas, you can't say things like fake woke. You have to say things like this.
Everything but what the people really need to hear.
Right, yeah. You have to say things that are friendly to the administration.
Right.
Or friendly to the regime. Or, friendly to the current political movement that's burning down statues or, rioting in the streets or whatever. That's against other movements that aren't politically correct. See, those gatekeepers are in positions to limit free speech. And so blockchain fully decentralizes music distribution and artwork so that there is no gatekeeper. So artists like Tom MacDonald can go out and distribute their music without anyone stopping them. And so the phenomenon we saw with fake woke was, for the first time, a guy like that is able to fully produce his stuff and get it out there, and it just so happened it was popular enough to break through those traditional services and come out on top. But in the future, there will be competitor services, and they're already out there now. Library is out there, DLive is out there, and we're already starting to see other things like an app called Curator, which is an NFT app, which is, we can talk more about what NFTs are, but those are blockchain-driven derivatives of crypto that allow artists to put their work out there and protect their rights. and protect their profits from the development of artwork using cryptology, so that they're able to produce stuff without any gatekeepers preventing them from doing that.
Exactly. Well, hold on a sec. Free has a question here. He says, how do radio stations to give them airtime though, or are they limited to the internet?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is if radio stations don't give them the airtime when they're number one on all these online services that everyone's using and listening, then guess what happens to the radio station? They go the way of the dinosaur.
That's it.
Because no one's going to listen to them.
Just like record labels might go if all these independent artists using this way that we're not.
Exactly. So it kind of goes back to remember Napster. When Napster came out, everyone was going to use Napster, and it was totally legal because people were copying their music, loading it to Napster, and sharing it peer to peer. And the record companies were like, "No, we want people going to the record stores and buying CDs." Because CDs for $20 a CD for a song on the CD that people want to listen to. And Steve Jobs at Apple Computer, one guy who was able to convince all the record labels that if you do that, your industry will be destroyed. Because the people will vote with their feet. And they'll all go to Napster and charge money. You'll lose. So he convinced them to do 99 cents per song on iTunes Music Store, and then that saved the record industry from the influence of Napster. It's going to be the same type of deal here. Whoever makes the move to this type of system will survive, and whoever resists it will fail. Because advertising dollars will go wherever the ears are.
Yeah, definitely.
So we don't make the radio stations do anything. The people's ears make the stations do that. And that's the critical part is when people speak as to where they want the song or how they want the hits distributed. That's where the industry has to follow. Another interesting phenomenon happened recently. Morgan Wallen, he got caught on a security cam saying some, not nice epithets that nobody liked. So everyone canceled. John Dick says
we're cutting out.
The NSA is back again. Cut us out.
We haven't turned it, but
yeah, the light's still on. But they've changed tactics.
Yeah, we're ready. We're hopefully with the audio.
These guys hate it. Sorry, John. Jeff is saying we're fighting static. All right, fighting through the NSA jamming. We'll speak slowly and clearly.
Hear this.
It's the power of the people.
That's it.
The power of the people. Wherever the people go. If the radios don't follow, they become dust. Bottom line.
Well.
How copy, Jeffrey? How copy? Over.
Yes. Well, maybe while we're waiting, hopefully we can answer this other question that in.
Oh yeah.
We're wondering if crypto will empower the people and decentralize it. What is the expected response from the government?
Very good question.
Should we answer this right now?
Oh,
do we just get the live feed cut out? Hopefully it's better.
Take that. So yeah, they. Oh. Says, good, Jeff. You're getting a double dose, man. Can you handle the double dose? Yes. So the government is not going to like this. You and I both know, and both agree that the government world are probably not going to appreciate centralization, and do what they can to either compete with it, stop it outright. We're seeing it in some totalitarian countries, and we're seeing it in brutal ways. In other places, like Venezuela, seeing where no matter how hard they try to, it's saving the people. In Venezuela, the national currency has been so devalued per inflation. The government tried to stop currency, and the people have to it, and it's saved everyone's bacon. I think India is another great example where there's been law after law up for proposal, up for consideration to ban cryptocurrency and to prevent the banks from dealing in it, and the people just continue using it because it is the righteous way for them to keep money and not have corruption touch it, whether it's government or otherwise.
Isn't that a trip?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And it's like anything else. If the government is to ban it or interfere with it, that drives it underground, and they're going to continue to use it underground. So, for all government efforts to try to stop it, it's just going to be used underground, and the best way to respond is to harness it to the people more empowered. And as we've said before, the best way to get more rich people's money is to make more rich people. And if the government does, then the government can benefit. But trying to shut it down and trying its growth is just going to turn into a black market thing.
I agree.
And that, unfortunately, is the wave of history. The wave of history is deceleration. Whether it's politics, whether religion, or in this case, the trend, the history is decentralization, and you can't stop it. You have to find ways to get on board with it and make it. And governments have attention to that. Freedom is in the heart of man, and America always been about that. So why not get on board? That's the thing for everybody, don't you think?
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, Free, how you copying us, man? Are we coming through?
Hopefully, we're coming in clear.
NSA trying to stop it. Let's hear a little more from Donald here. I think he's got some great perspective, and I think there's a lot you can learn from this guy because he's living it every.
Right. So I've been into NFTs for like a few months. Like I've always been a big collector before NFTs. I've been collecting coins and comic books and wrestling action figures and CDs. Like I've just been collecting stuff my whole life. So sort of when the NFT thing came about and it was like collecting in a digital space a lot of one exclusive stuff, that was just like really big to me. I was just immediately interested in something new that I could collect. So I started researching and going into the Clubhouse chats and talking to people online and meeting people on Twitter and just researching the stuff. And while I'm researching, my girlfriend has jumped like feet first into this, and she's like getting crypto and buying NFTs and running the stock market and like doing stuff. And she had mentioned to me, hey, Eminem's dropping NFTs. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. What are they? And she said, oh, there's these like action figures that like they look like trading cards or something. So the NFTs dropped. She scooped those up, got all 3 of them or whatever. And I was like super jealous, to be honest, because I was like, yo, that's like the coolest thing. I'm the collector, and you're somehow starting your collection before this isn't right. And I went outside to work out, and while I was exercising, I was like, you know what? Let me look into these NFTs, see if there's anything left. So I went and looked at the ShadyCon Eminem NFT drop, and the only thing that was left was the one-of-one Stand Revenge, which came with an original beat produced by Eminem, a pair of shoes, an autographed vinyl, and like a roll of 8mm film from a music thing. And I'm a huge sneakerhead, so I was like, that's rad that it comes with the shoes. Obviously, his first album's an iconic thing. I said, that's cool. But what really piqued my interest was that original beat produced by Eminem. And I was just, as a 14-year-old inside, who fell in love with Eminem and became a rapper because of that, I was like, I have to get my hands on that beat.
Oh, NFTs. What's an NFT? So NFT stands for fungible token, and a novel token is basically a highly specialized cryptocurrency that is attached to a work of art on a block, and show you a little bit about how these things work. So let's see. There's an NFT app that basic marketplace for this stuff.
These transactions are handled cryptocurrency. Is that how that's done?
Yep, exactly. Right. So what NFTs are best as, think of you remember like baseball card?
Oh yeah.
Baseball cards.
Big collector.
Like you would a little pack and it had a stick of gum in it, right? So this is like first century version of that, and it do a digital version of like a baseball card, if you will, and that a canvas or a work of art. It's digital, and then a digital piece of work of art is attached to the blockchain, and that means it can't be altered and it can't be manipulated, and you can buy it, sell it, but more than just and selling, it is attached so that the artist continues to profit from the sale of that work of art into the future. So unlike, let's say if you buy a card, right? If you buy a baseball card for a rookie, let's say you get a Tommy Lasorda rookie card from way back when, that becomes part of your collection and it's valuable, right? If you sell that, way back when, and then someone else sells it, and someone else sells it, you don't have anything to do with the card for the rest forever. With NFTs, they can be designed so that you continue to have a share of in the NFT throughout of that asset, or the artist can have a share of the value of that asset for the life that asset. So every time it's artist could get 15% of the same asset. Or another interest that it's being used is like a social media social media that's based on NFTs, so that you actually, instead of just liking someone and following them, you actually end in the person buying their NFT, and as they become more and more influencer, they become more and more value. So you share in the value of that influencer through their NFT. So it's completely changing the way art is being done. Tom McDonald talking about how he got a collectible M piece that came with all these
the bead graph,
right.
It had the their tape with the bead on it and stuff like that. So
it gives the ability to add all kinds of value into the item, and then he can own that and collect that, and then he can sell it again. There's all sorts of interesting ways to incentivize it. It's a really fascinating. It's going to replace additional coals.
Do you think they'll lose value though, or do you think they'll be able no matter what?
Oh, I think it all depends. It will go to the most creative use of them.
I mean, because baseball cards took a dive, and they're sky high now.
Exactly.
The rookie card just sold for $2 or something like that. I'm
Exactly.
Not sure, but.
Exactly. It's all gonna be on the market. It's gonna be based upon what the coolest thing, who's putting it out, what does it include, all that. So it creates an entire. It's not really a new market because schools have always been in market, but it's a new dimension of the market. Opens up all new possibilities, and blockchain enables those that it can't be destroyed,
Right.
It can't be altered,
Hacked.
It can't be hacked, and it gives the artist total creative freedom. Let's see what John has to say here.
John said, when I look at the price of crypto, time it will be a red trade, and then the next time it will be a green trade. Well, the price appears to have changed. Well, that's this question because I was actually doing some trading on my own, wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to like I don't know, decimal points on the cent, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're it's fluctuating a tiny bit. I mean, if you look at we're gonna pull up here for you right now to show you maybe Binance is pretty good at showing that.
Well, actually, you'll see it.
You'll see it here too. Yep.
So we're on CoinGecko. You'll see it here. What John is talking is if you pull up any particular currency and you look at the option, or if you pull up a particular change, the numbers will flash based upon the price action. Or if you brought up, say for example, like what you said Binance. A list of the markets.
Yeah, there we go.
So if we went Binance for the trading pair, then
it shows you more of a graph here. There you go.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's talking about. It just
right
went
here.
red. Yep. Now
Yep.
green. Now green. See, they're everything. Then this is showing people buying either that at that price or when it or if they're buying it at that small tiny dip that you see. Right. This is fluctuating in real time. So many transactions you're actually seeing.
And
Am I
Bitcoin,
correct?
yes. So you're seeing the transactions happen live.
Yep.
And with Bitcoin, you're going to see this number here is changing rapidly because Bitcoin has a lot of price, right? But let's say, for example, it's a different coin. Let's go down here to one that gets a lot less price action. And let's go to Harmony. Harmony on Binance is probably going to. Oops! I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, a lot slower.
Harmony is going to be a whole lot slower.
It's actually moving pretty quick, actually, for being.
But is crawling along compared to Bitcoin.
Yeah, looking at what you're seeing in the red in the green is it's still at 10, but it's at like 8.22, 10.2, 10, and it might to 10.30. Now it's up to 10.785. Mm-hmm. So what you're seeing is the fluctuations in those small tiny dip in the market, whether it's going up or down.
And if it flashes green or red, but that doesn't move, it's saying that if there's a transaction that's happening at the price point that it's already at, but it's happening on the green or red side of the ledger, and that's the price points that you see here, and here. So if the is already at that price point, then it will just stay the same and flash that color. So the price only moves if there's no price point here at the current price, and this will change whenever a transaction takes place at that. So I hope that helped your question.
I hope it does too. But the question's coming because that's what we're here for.
That's right.
That's it.
That's how it's. So you can those. I call it the red monster and the green monster, and they're always fighting for each other. The medium between the red monster and the green monster is current price, and when it is but doesn't move, that just means that is happening right there in between, and there's plenty of buy at that price, and they're being satisfied without moving the price.
Right on, John. He
Cool.
said yes, it did.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
There he is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got him right there on the big.
Alrighty.
If you can't tell, I'm new to this streaming thing. Everybody.
All right. Well, hey, we're go, brother.
I am. Yep.
And hopefully it is helpful to those who are watching. Next time we're going to talk a little bit about some more basics. We're going to this new thing. We think we can be the iPhone connected, so we can step through some of exchange stuff on here. Give you a little live tutorial on how exchanges work on your phone.
Only how to also just set it. Basically, we want to do it's not. I want to say crypto for dummies, but that'd be me right here sitting here. But yeah, we're just going to try to explain everything on the app, walk you, guide you through as much as we can, all the personal info stuff. But keep the questions coming in. We love reading them. We try to answer them the best we can. So static.
Yeah. Sorry about that NSA jamming, but I think through that, and we'll hit this next time to make it happen. And drop your questions in, and we'll get to that. And look forward to seeing you next time. All right.
Next week. Until next week.
Sounds good. Good. See you,
See you, Tim.